This is part 2. Go watch part 1 to catch up, or don't, because I'm not your mother. Everyone at some point in their lives have played a video game before, and because of this, everyone is entitled to a favorite video game. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. My top 10 personal favorite video games. Once again, this is part 2, aka numbers 5 through 1. If you want to know the others, go watch part 1. Anyway, let's begin. So far, I've mentioned about like 3 games that have just randomly shown up at my house one day and impacted my gaming life. But this game, Mega Man Battle Network 5 Double Team DS, was literally a game that I found on the ground one day walking home from school, and boy did it change me. I have heard of the Mega Man Battle Network series before playing this game due to me always hanging out at my aunt's job, which was a game store. So this being my first Battle Network game, I didn't really know what I was getting into. For starters, Mega Man Battle Network 5 has 2 versions, Team Proto Man and Team Colonel. Though there is not much of a difference story-wise, there are some chip differences and who gets to be on your team. See, the story of Mega Man Battle Network 5 was actually one of the coolest things ever to me. You're a 10-year-old kid, and because of your accomplishments in saving the world in previous games, you are now being recruited into a task force in charge of fighting against evil organizations to save the internet. Now, as ridiculous as that sounds, it was an enjoyable story for what it was. Continuing on, this game was just amazing to me. My experiences with past Mega Man games weren't that great. If I remember correctly, I only played Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy Color and Mega Man X4, and I didn't really enjoy those games, but Mega Man Battle Network was something I've never really experienced before. The combat, the overall gameplay, it was like nothing I've ever played before. It felt like a strange mix between Yu-Gi-Oh! And the original Mega Man. I loved it. Mega Man Battle Network 5 DS was the best game ever during my middle school years because of all the replayability factors that came with this game. Like I said before, Mega Man Battle Network 5 came with 2 versions, but Mega Man Battle Network 5 DS came with both versions, so I got to experience the game from both angles. And yeah, I was essentially playing the game twice with the same story elements, but with different teams, and that's what I enjoyed about this game. The fact that I could experience both teams and enjoy both their strengths and their weaknesses was really amazing to me. I personally prefer Team Colonel though, just because he's just so much better than Proto Man. But through my adventures with this game, I could never 100% beat this game, because you would need both versions of the game or a friend with another version to 100% it, which I didn't have at the time. But nonetheless, did not stop me from fully enjoying the game. But with the re-release of this game on the Wii U's eShop, I now have a chance to 100% this game, and I can finally achieve one of my childhood goals. Have you ever played an open world RPG? Well, you better thank Yu Suzuki, creator of Shenmue, because this game fucking opened the gates to open world RPG games. I honestly love Shenmue. As I stated in previous videos, I really love the open world genre. This game is the reason why. Look, I understand when looking at Shenmue or playing Shenmue that it makes people turn away from it, and I understand. Shenmue is not for everyone. But for the people that Shenmue is, the people that Shenmue clicked with, it is an amazing adventure. I remember the day my uncle showed me Shenmue at his house, and I was absolutely amazed. I remember the day my uncle showed me Shenmue at his house, and I was absolutely amazed. The game looked amazing to me as a kid, and as an adult, I can still admire for what it was trying to be. I will admit that Shenmue did not age well at all, but that does not stop me from enjoying the game that I enjoyed back then when I was a child. I mentioned my uncle showed me the game. Well, that very same uncle, who felt like he was outgrowing his games, actually gifted it to me and my brother for Christmas. From that day onward, me and my brother took turns in trying to beat this game. Whenever it was my turn to play, I learned to admire the characters, and whenever my brother played, I learned to admire the game's world. Shenmue's open world just sucked me in. I loved walking around and talking to everyone who I could talk to. I would always check up on people throughout the story just to see what new things they had to say. if they had anything new to say. I genuinely cared for the world around me. I also cared for Ryo. As a teenager who had his father killed, I wanted to see his story through. I wanted him to get his revenge. Too bad that doesn't happen in the original Shenmue. Nor does it happen in Shenmue 2. The story is left on a cliffhanger, and that kinda sucks. This game honestly made me really love the open world genre, just because of the sheer amount of detail in this world. Like, I honestly love just exploring around and just seeing every single little details and things. Like where I can enter, what I can see, what I can do, everything. I always got a little giddy whenever I found a new place to explore or some kind of detail that I missed as a kid. Shenmue has this amazing charm to it that I just love. Whether it's just because of the bad voice acting, amazing music, gorgeous graphics at the time, Shenmue not only revolutionized the gaming industry, but also introduced me to one of my favorite video game genres. Cave Story, the greatest indie game ever. This game is my favorite 2D action game. It is also my favorite Metroidvania style game. Even though it's probably the only Metroidvania game I've ever completed, Cave Story is a game that I love with all my heart. Basically, I've never heard of this game beforehand until I saw a review of it on Some Call Me Johnny's channel. Great channel, by the way, and I'm also a big fan, Johnny. But moving on, I was going through a rather tough time in my life when I found this game, and basically, this game was my saving grace. I really didn't care much for the story because it was pretty much, here's this evil doctor, and he's doing bad things to these obviously cute animals, and you, the good guy, must stop him. There you go. There's the story, and it takes place in a cave. That's it. There's nothing special about it. What really made me love this game was basically everything else. The gameplay, graphics, soundtrack, everything. The gameplay is so tight, just like God's ass. Oh. Movement is so smooth in this game, while also being pretty damn tight and responsive. If I'm moving left and I choose to turn right, it happens in an instant. So if you goof, it's your fault. Which always made me feel that no matter how many times I mess up, I can do it. It's just up to me as the player to do it. The graphics in this game also really pop out to me. It's not really that much, but I can really appreciate the pixel art in the background and in some of the enemies. Even Quote himself is very simple, but I like how he looks. And finally, the music is actually one of the best soundtracks ever. My favorite tracks being Cave Story, the main theme, Moonsong, Last Battle, and Labyrinth Fight. Those are my 4 favorite out of the soundtrack. Everything about this game just sits so right with me. Once I picked Cave Story up for the first time, I couldn't put it back down. That alone is a testament to just how much I love this game. And just to finish this off, I would like to add that this is actually the first game that I went out of my way to 100% complete. As in, I did everything. I went through the Bloodstained Sanctuary and I beat the secret boss. Like, again, a testament to just how much I love this game. I'm taking a bit of leisure with this spot on the list and putting an entire collection, because technically it is one whole game just with 4 squeezed in. Now, to start this off, I just want to say that Mega Man Zero is my favorite Mega Man spin-off. I really enjoyed the story that was told throughout all the games. Every time I finished the game, I was eager to find out what would happen in the next one. I was eager to find out what would happen to Zero, CO, the Resistance members. I was super eager to find out what is the next chapter in their story. In addition to this, I really found that the artwork and sprite work in this game were really damn great. The backgrounds looked amazing, phenomenal even. Every art that is used in this game portrays exactly what the artist wants to portray. Things that are supposed to be sad look sad. Things that look broken. Things that are meant to be filled with life are filled with life, and I love that. In addition to this, the sprites in the game moved smoothly. Nothing was too choppy. Like, for instance, look at Zero's hair. That thing moves so smooth. And speaking of smooth, the gameplay, oh boy. Mega Man Zero is a game that challenges you like crazy. And that is because everything is so smooth and so tight. Just like Cave Story, every error, every death, every mistake that you make is your fault, which means that every accomplishment that is made is thanks to your skill. And that's what I love about this game. The fact that it is a very challenging game that makes you feel accomplished for completing certain tasks and missions. Mega Man Zero Collection gets put up on this list because it has all the games in one neat little package, and since putting one game out of the 4 would be a very difficult task, I decided not to. Mega Man Zero Collection is one of those few games that I can play over and over and over again and never get tired of it. I can replay Mega Man 01, I can replay Mega Man 02, Mega Man 03, Mega Man 04, and I would never ever get tired of it because that's how much I love these games. And number 1 is Super Smash Bros., which shouldn't come to a surprise as anyone, given just how much I say that I love Super Smash Bros. I have literally played all of them: 64, Melee, Brawl, 4, 3DS, Crusade, Flash, Project M, Brawl Minus. I've played almost all of them, and I just love what each and every one of them bring to the table. But unlike the previous entry on this list, there is no Super Smash Bros. Collection, so there's no way I can cleverly sneak all of them into this one slot. So I'll have to choose one out of the many Smash Bros. Games that are out there, and that one is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Yep, my favorite Smash game is Brawl, and that is because this game is F-U-N. There is no competitiveness to Brawl, and that's what I love about it. In Brawl, the silliness can reach extreme levels never seen before. Plus, when Brawl was coming out, I was super glad to see the announcement trailers. They were like crack to me. Every day, I checked the Super Smash Dojo to see if something new was coming up. And every newcomer, every trailer, every little bit of information that was announced just made me want the game even more. In addition to this, I screamed like a little girl when I saw Snake and Sonic were announced as guest characters. I was just like, what? This is the start of something amazing! Smash allowing third-party characters in? What? This seriously made me want to buy the game on release date, and I did. Brawl is the most jam-packed Smash game out there. Its single player was amazing. Classic mode, event mode, all-star mode. Yes, those were things that were in previous Smash games, but really what puts the icing on the cake is the amazing Subspace Emissary. Brawl was the least competitive Smash game. It was also the most fun and the most comfy one. Smash is a game that I can always pop in with my friends and have an amazing time. But Brawl is a game that not only I can play with my friends and have a great time, but it is also a game that I can play by myself and have just about the same amount or even greater amount of fun. Smash has always been a game that I've loved since my early childhood and continue to love it into my early adulthood where I am now. I just continue to love this series even more. I love each and every Smash game, but Brawl is the one that I've had the most fun, the most laughs, the most enjoyableness in both single player and multiplayer. And that's why it takes the #1 spot. Thank you once again for listening / watching to me ramble on about myself and things that I like. I really appreciate it. Once again, I would love to listen to you guys' personal list of favorite video games and share why you guys love video games. Also, if you liked the video, don't be afraid to leave a like, and while you're at it, subscribe. It really helps out, and I'd really appreciate that. And if you want, feel free to follow me on social media, links down below. Well, that's enough rambling and self-promotion for a video. My name is Chris, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to enjoy the rest of your time on the internet. Bye guys.